On the map, the Great Australian Fence looks like a thin line. From a great distance it is a straight, long mark. A solitary wooden fence post at sunrise, casting a long shadow. Up close, a wall of posts. Close up, taut wire. It cuts through the dry red earth. It cuts through the sparse green grass. It stands tall in the baking sun. The biting wind sweeps across it. It is simple. It is quiet. People who walk its length ask a strange, persistent question. What is hiding just beneath the surface of that long, silent fence? The fence is not a new feature on the ancient landscape. Farmers build fences. Governments build fences. Some fences keep certain animals out. Some fences keep other animals safely in. Many fences mark land ownership. Many mark national borders. In Australia, one famous fence is exceptionally long. The most famous of these barriers is the dingo fence, or the dog fence. It stretches over 5,600 kilometers, making it one of the longest man-made structures in the world. Its primary purpose was, and still is, to protect the fertile sheep pastures of southeastern Australia from dingoes. The fence begins near Jimbor on the Darling Downs in Queensland. From there, it snakes its way west and then south, crossing into New South Wales, and finally ending at the cliffs of the Great Australian Bight in South Australia. It is a monumental undertaking, a line drawn against a predator. Building such a fence was an immense challenge. Men worked in harsh and remote conditions. They drove posts into unforgiving ground, often by hand. They unspooled countless kilometers of wire mesh under a relentless sun. The fence had to be strong enough to deter a clever and determined dingo. It had to be maintained constantly against the forces of nature. Flash floods could wash away entire sections. Kangaroos and emus could damage the wire, creating breaches. Wind could pile sand high against its base, creating a ramp for animals to simply walk over. The history of the fence is a story of constant human effort against the wild. The fence is not a single uniform object. It has changed over time and varies from place to place. In some areas it is a tall structure of wire mesh, topped with barbed wire. In others, newer technology includes electric wires powered by solar panels. The fence is an evolving entity, a living document of changing technologies and shifting priorities. It reflects the ongoing conversation between human needs and raw, untamed nature, less a wall and more a long, complicated sentence written across the land. Today, the fence is patrolled by boundary riders, or fence runners. These individuals travel its length, sometimes for weeks, making repairs. They live a solitary existence in the vast outback, replacing broken wires, clearing debris, keeping the line intact. A quiet, lonely battle. Modern custodians of this division, keepers of a line separating one version of Australia from another. They maintain the barrier, and they notice what might be hidden just below. Standing next to the fence, we see taut wire, weathered wooden posts, metal posts, dry, cracked ground, and small, delicate animal tracks in the soft dust. These tracks tell quiet stories of the night. Prints come close to the wire, then turn away. A deep kangaroo hop mark. Prints of a fox or dingo cross the maintenance track and vanish into the scrub. The ground beneath the fence is a canvas of constant activity, a register of life, written in the fine red and brown soils of the outback. Learn to read it, and the dust tells stories daylight conceals. The most obvious signs are tracks, delicate footprints of a hopping mouse, larger, splayed tracks of a goanna, the distinctive two-toed print of an emu. These creatures interact with the fence seeking food, water, shelter, an obstacle, a landmark, and sometimes an opportunity. The fence line creates a microenvironment. Mesh traps seeds and debris, forming a thin, fertile strip. Insects gather, drawing small birds and lizards. Posts become perches for the brown falcon and the Nankeen kestrel. From here they scan the cleared ground for movement. Not just a barrier, an ecosystem, a thin, vibrant corridor across the continent. A small paw print approaches, pauses, retreats. Kangaroo power etched deep, fox or dingo searching for a weak point. What else do we not see, hidden from the sun? The first and most direct idea is simple. People say the fence hides a secret world of animals. They believe the ground beneath the wire is riddled with burrows and tunnels. Countless animals live under the fence, using it for shelter and concealment. Tiny marsupial mice, lizards like the thorny devil, even small wombats may slip beneath for refuge from heat or fear. A rabbit can create a hole in hours, often out of sight. If true, the secret is not frightening. It is the pulse of life adapting to a changed world. Nature finding a way to coexist with a massive intervention. Hidden life wakes when human eyes are absent. At night, the fence line comes alive. In darkness they move with confidence. A highway for some, a hunting ground for others. Snakes search for mice under posts. Owls watch for the slightest movement. Evidence is plentiful. Fresh spoil heaps, cobwebs on lower wires, and the patient watcher rewarded at dawn. The second idea is older and speaks to deeper history. Some say the fence hides the story of the land itself. Ancient stone tools may rest beneath the wire, broken shards of clay pots, old marks from people walking ancient pathways. Indigenous Australians lived here for tens of thousands of years, navigating with songs, stories, and intimate knowledge of the land. Some ancient paths may now run near or under the fence, built with a singular purpose, not archaeological preservation. Construction likely covered sites, camps near waterholes, tool quarries, even ceremonial grounds. Wind and dust concealed them further. The fence is new, the stories beneath are ancient. If they are there, they are immensely valuable. They tell of the first peoples, their plants, animals, places, and movements across country. We must ask permission and seek guidance from traditional owners. Look for subtle changes, soil color shifts, shallow depressions, hearth charcoal, scattered stone flakes. Listen to elders who can say, "This was a good place for camping," or, "An old songline passes here." The history is not lost, it waits silently, beneath the wire. A third idea is stranger and more unsettling. It suggests the fence hides secrets of the state. Some believe governments, other official bodies, buried things near fence lines. A long, remote fence makes an excellent hiding spot. Few people check it daily. Old pipes, fuel caches, supplies, hidden for emergencies sound like a spy novel, but we need plain facts. Projects change. Old infrastructure often left in place. Fuel tanks, wells filled and covered, survey markers forgotten, quiet, mundane artifacts of recent history. Decisions made far away leave marks on country. A buried drum might leak over decades. A forgotten cable can lie dormant for years. Britain tested atomic weapons at Maralinga and Emu Field, not far from sections of the fence. Survey equipment, waste, other items could be buried along access routes. The fence becomes a silent witness to a Cold War chapter. The secret is less malice than convenience, and concealment. Which idea is most likely true? The most probable answer, all three, to some extent. The fence hides not one secret, but many small ones, a mosaic of small truths, hidden animal life, old indigenous tools, forgotten man-made things. Each kilometer differs from the next. One spot, a small den. Another, an ancient shard. A third, an old survey pipe. We can gather clues ourselves, with patience. Look for freshly turned soil. Look for the small dark holes. Listen at dawn, or at dusk. Watch near weathered posts. Stones with sharp, unnatural edges may be artifacts. Ask locals about the history. Old farmers know many stories, as do Aboriginal elders. Think like a slow, methodical detective. Walk the line. Do not rush. Let low light reveal subtle ground clues. Make notes and simple maps. Mark holes, odd rocks, and soil colors. If you find something significant, be careful. Do not climb in or dig yourself. Think of the fence as a line of constant, slow change. It alters movement, water flow, and where plants can grow. Channels and pools appear where none existed. Shade grants footholds to delicate species. Wind piles dust at posts. Small changes add up to big stories. Over a century, berms form, different soil, moisture, vegetation. The fence actively participates in ecology, reshaping the world around it. Under some sections, water hides, old tanks, small springs. People built soaks and shallow wells. The fence may cross them now. Modern pipes serve homesteads and stock. The fence divides ideas as much as land. Some insist it protects livelihoods from dingoes. Others see a destructive barrier disrupting migrations and balance. The fence hides the ecological costs of division. So, what is truly hiding under the Great Australian Fence? The small, truthful answer, a rich mix of life and history. The fence is a roof to countless homes, covering ancient sites, preserved by accident, and resting on forgotten infrastructure of our recent past.